Our first guest tonight is a multi-Grammy Award-winning musician whose song No Time to Die was recently nominated for an Academy Award. She is making history as the youngest artist to headline both the Glastonbury and Coachella music festivals this year and is currently on her Happier Than Ever world tour. Please welcome to the show, Billie Eilish, everybody. I'm fantastic. I'm so happy to have you here. And New York has been so happy to have you here. You got to play Madison Square Garden.
I sure did.
I think all of us are in awe at how much you've accomplished in your very young life so far. But I can imagine, does it still blow your mind when you're in a room like MSG?
Yes.
That's great.
Yeah, no, I did ball on stage.
Okay, gotcha.
I did. Yeah, it was just really weird. I have a song during the set where it's all baby footage of me. And I was like walking across the stage, looking at baby me, looking at the crowd, and I bawled.
Yeah.
Quite embarrassing, but what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? I will say, and again, I think the reaction from this audience bears that out. I don't think your audience minds when you get a little emotional.
No, they love it.
Yeah, I think they do too. And I mean, but you guys, you know, and this strikes me as a relationship you had with your live audience even before this pandemic that took it away from us, right? You always had a very close relationship with your audience and one that was very honest and open, and you always told them how much they meant to you.
Yeah, I mean, the fan, connection has been the #1 priority since, like, literally the beginning. I wouldn't want to do any of this without it. I'm dead serious. There's no reason to do any of this without the connection.
It's
like,
really
literally
great.
no reason at all.
And they write a lot of signs. There's a lot of preparation that goes into going to see it live. And I think that speaks to the connection.
It's ridiculous.
But this makes sense. I didn't realize this until I heard you say it. It must be hard to read a sign while you're singing a song.
I can't do it.
Okay.
I literally can't do it. I try to because I want to read their sign. They work so hard on them. They like color them in and. I'll be like, oh, cool sign, and I'll read it, and then I forget the words, and it's really
and
bad.
you wouldn't want to accidentally sing the words on the sign sometimes.
No.
This one, like, you know, that is somebody who wants to, so sign my body and I will tattoo it on me.
Yeah.
So they want you to sign it, and then they would take, that was very
man,
good.
right in the middle of the show, please.
This one though, these are really, these are a little bit harder to read, but I've read them earlier. So this one, will you pierce my nipples?
Can you imagine if I was like, yeah, let's do it right now?
Yeah, let's do it right now. We have a thing. And then this one is this is a burp into the mic. And by the way, I think they just printed these out. They didn't even work that hard on those.
No, that's true. But the crazy thing is they hold those up literally for the entire hour and a half.
Yeah.
They never put them, I'm not like, burp into the mic. Like, okay.
Yeah.
That's like the statement you want to be.
Also, it's a very hard thing. You want to tell them, like, if I do that, no one here will understand it's because it was on your weird little sign. And then sometimes they collectively, like a large group of them make signs.
Yeah.
And that's really nice.
This makes me cry. I mean, look at these faces.
Yeah. They're
it makes me cry. They do that. I think that what they do is somebody organizes it, and they tell everybody else, and then they're all like, okay, here's all these signs, and I'm guessing that they make like a bunch at once, and then they hand them out, and they're like, for this song, let's hold them up. That's what I thought. It's so cute. I have cried for that too.
You got, and this festival, I mean, doing festivals again must be so exciting, and headlining these big, I mean, how excited are you about getting back and doing that?
Oh my God, so good. I did a few in September, and those were like the first back since COVID. It feels so good.
It was really that, especially that time. You know, I think, obviously another wave came and made it a little bit less enthusiastic being out in public. But that late summer, early fall was an exceptional time to be doing live performing.
Yeah. Again. Oh my God, we were free. It was great. It was such a good. It was like a month of like, oh, COVID's gone.
Yeah. And then you, you went. You did SNL. You hosted SNL.
I did.
Yeah. And like. Woo! And like just got it under the wire before
Literally
COVID came back.
Before.
Yeah.
The week before.
They were like, I think the host the week after you left was Omicron.
Yeah. It was. It was.
It was. I have
Yeah,
a bunch of
that was
questions
the
about SNL. Stick around. We will be right back with more from Billie Eilish. Welcome back to Late Night. We're here with Billie Eilish, and I do want to ask about SNL, but congratulations on your Oscar nomination.
Oh my gosh!
For your Bond song. And
know.
even being asked to do a James Bond song, it's such a unique thing. There's no
Yeah.
other kind of theme song where, you know, through the years,
Yeah.
it's all these iconic musicians have taken it on. What was that process like? When you got asked to do it, like, who did you have to meet with in the writing?
Well, we made the song in October of 2019. So
Okay.
this is a long, long time
It's
ago.
a long time. That
It's
was
a
a
long
movie.
time
That was a
ago.
movie that got. Oh,
So
yeah.
17 when we made it. I'm now 20.
Yeah, there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very, very weird. Yeah, it was a like very long kind of strategic process. It wasn't like you got the job, here it is. We were auditioning pretty much. So it was not like an ego thing. It was like really, it's got to be perfect. We've got to do it right. They weren't like, oh yeah, we want Billie Eilish. It was like, we want you, and we auditioned and kind of just like did our best and worked really hard. And it was a lot of like Barbara, and she kind of gave us the first little bit of the script, like just like the opening, just so that we had a little like taste of.
Was
the
that
movie.
helpful in the writing of the song?
It was literally what wrote the song. Like
wonderful.
Yeah, it was great.
And you got to meet with Daniel Craig.
Yeah,
Were you nervous when you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
James Bond.
Yeah, he's James Bond.
James Bond.
And
He's a dilf.
he is a dope. Thank you for saying it. I found when I say it, it's weird. But
don't think so.
I want you to know that I am in full agreement with you.
You should be.
But I didn't say it, I just agreed.
Those
with it.
eyes?
Yeah. I mean,
Girl.
those eyes are crazy. Look, let me just say something. You have a beautiful blue eyes. I have beautiful blue eyes.
You do. You
But
absolutely do.
we can't even be in the same
No,
room with that man's eyes.
No.
These
when I-
look like
no.
These look like pink eye
They're-
compared to him.
You would not believe them. Like
Yeah.
they look crazy.
They're crazy.
When I met him, I was like, whoa. Like,
Yeah.
They're like, it feels like they're here on him.
Yeah.
Like, this is his face and these are his eyes.
Exactly. Like if you weren't psyched about it, you'd say your eyes are in my personal space.
Yeah, you would.
The first time he looked at
you
me, I
would.
went, DILF! Couldn't stop myself.
You should get on that.
I don't know.
Explore.
I don't know. I do feel like it would be weird if my wife said, you get one hall pass, and I was like, Daniel Craig.
I don't think it would be weird. I think you should do it.
Thank you.
Do you have a hall pass?
No.
Daniel Craig.
What? Yeah, no. Well, I'm gonna have to go talk to her about it. You did a wonderful. You and Phineas are gonna go to the Oscars together.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
Yeah.
Is there anything in particular you're most excited about the night? Will you be nervous the whole
Oh my
night?
God,
being
it's
a
the
nominee?
scariest thing.
Yeah.
I went to the Oscars in 2020 right before COVID happened, and it was like the coolest, scariest thing I've never been more nervous in my life. SNL and the Oscars are like
Yeah.
the scariest thing I've ever experienced. And because it's not people that I know really, it's
Sure.
actors, and also actors are so much more eloquent than musicians. Like musicians are like weird and gross and smelly, and actors are like on time and very, I don't know. So it was intimidating. So I'm very nervous.
If it goes anywhere as well as your SNL, you have nothing to worry about. This was a lot of things I love. This is my personal favorite. You and Kate did this sketch together.
Yeah.
And this is a very good still photo because you never fully broke, but it did seem like that was Kate's goal.
Yeah, we had trouble with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, in the dress rehearsal, I was tearing up. I was dying laughing, and I felt like I was going to explode.
Yeah.
It was really, honestly, genuinely painful. Like, you know when you're not supposed to laugh and you have
Yeah.
to laugh?
And
it
there
hurts.
was no,
It genuinely
also
hurts.
watching it and knowing the show, there was no release point. You guys were on camera the whole time.
I know.
There wasn't a time
No,
where it
there-
cut away where you could
I
put
know.
yourself back together. So
I know. And she just was doing so many things
Yeah.
that were pushing me over the edge. Oh my God, it was infuriating. I
And
loved it.
your brother had a fantastic cameo in the
Yeah, he
sketch as
did.
well.
Yeah.
Now, is he a hard sell on that when they asked him to do it, or was he immediately like, I'm in?
Oh, he was in. For
Yeah.
sure.
He was
It's
great.
SNL. You didn't
Exactly.
You want a cameo? You get a cameo.
I want to finish by asking, tell everybody what this is. They seem to know. They seem to know.
So this is my fragrance.
All
It's
right.
called Eilish, and It's just,
Yeah.
it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it does speak for itself.
It is here.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful. And now I heard that historically your connection to the world of fragrance, of
Yeah.
perfume, this was something you shared with your father.
Yes.
And how were you introduced? Did he take you to the fanciest perfume shop in the land?
Macy's? No, yeah, he took me to Macy's. Fragrance and honestly just like scent besides actual fragrances has been like my biggest, like one of the biggest parts of my life, if that even makes sense. I have what I used to call a super sniffer. You guys watch Psych when you were little? Because I love that show.
I watched it when I was little.
I want to know.
You ever watch Welcome Back, Kotter?
No.
Yeah, I thought.
No, but I've always had a severe connection to scent, and I remember everything through scents and people and colors and all this crazy stuff. And I, like, before I even had any sort of a career or the idea of a career, fragrance was like the most important thing in my life, and it still to this day has been. And I honestly am like using this like facade that I've created of Billie Eilish to promote a fragrance. Like I'm using my own clout.
Well, I think everything you're using your clout for is making things better, not worse. And thank you so much for being here. It was just
I'm
a
so
delight.
honored.
You guys